Altcoin season has officially begun. And if you're watching this video, congratulations, you're early. Millionaires are going to be made in the next few months. And if you follow these steps I'm about to share, that could be you. This is the most explosive part of the crypto bull cycle. And while most people are distracted, you're about to get the exact blueprint to multiply your portfolio fast. So make sure to remember to hit the like button in this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, and do not miss these life-changing opportunities. Now, altcoin season starts when Bitcoin dominance starts to fall and money starts rolling into mid caps, smaller caps, large caps, and then of course your high risk cryptocurrencies, all obviously chasing much higher returns. We saw it in 21 and we're about to see it again in 2025. Bitcoin is starting to rotate into altcoins and outperform Bitcoin. Now, these cryptos and potentially, okay, you can see here, and in just a few weeks, maybe a couple months, you can start to see your coins 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, 1000x gains, but only if you are positioned right. So how do you know you're positioned right? Okay, so this is how you know we're in altcoin season so far. Bitcoin dominance starts to fall, and is now starting to fall. Generally, what we can see here is that we have a major collapse right down to the Fibonacci 1. Just about the 1. Just maybe. Do we see the 1? Which means Bitcoin dominance could end up at about 36%. In this cycle, I'm not so sure, but I guess the white box and the upward sloping line would determine where the majority of altcoin season would then come to an end, because Bitcoin dominance will start to recover, as we can see here from the M2 money supply. So in all fairness, I believe that this will happen very fast, as it has happened all previously. And normally an altcoin season could be anything from 1.5 months to a maximum of 5 months. So my friends, you don't have much time left, because altcoin season has already started. It started right here when Bitcoin dominance hit its Pico top right here, 23rd of June. Okay. However, this is confirmation on this candle because we broke the low. Now this is weeks. Okay. So really 14th of July. And I have another chart down the line to show you what this means. The second component is that ETH is leading the charge. We've had a massive 176% on ETH since April. Okay, so ETH is now starting to outperform Bitcoin on your ETH BTC chart, and ETH is now arriving at the all-time highs of the previous cycle, as we can see here. And really, ETH is looking in a magnitude of strength. So once we get through this level of resistance here, you can see we've been rejected, we were rejected. Are we to be rejected again here? The truth is that we've broken out of this down sloping trend line. We're hitting here. Could we bounce off of this level, which it looks like it's doing, horizontal support inclusive, and continue the rally up? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And of course, altcoins follow ETH hard. So the coins that I will share with you in a short moment, but coins like Injective, like Rune, like XRP, these coins are really starting to make massive returns against Bitcoin especially. And the charts that I'm going to share with you are not in USDT. They're in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is where you need to stack your wealth, your financial freedom. And I will point out why in a short moment. But really, money is already moving. So are you positioned? How to get rich this altcoin season? This is why you came to this channel. This is why you saw this video. And this is why you can become a millionaire this cycle if you have enough capital right now to start and you position that capital in the following ways. But before I show you what those ways are, I'm going to share with you the charts that you have absolutely been waiting for in the next couple minutes. So before I do that, convincingly so right now, altcoin season is also doing what ETH is doing. It is reaching for its previous highs, and as you can see, the previous 2021 high is at the same level here. So now we are coming to a bottom on the daily time frame on the stochastic RSI. My friends, we are creating higher lows and higher highs. So even if we had to pull back down to the purple box, that is still okay. But the truth behind this is that the M2 money supply here agrees that we're actually just going up, going forward. So the choice is yours. The liquidity is here. Altcoin season has begun, and here is why. So altcoin season, as you can see here, on my previous video, yes, it's been a minute, okay? But on my previous video, I did say to you, the moment we punch through this level, and that video was 2 weeks ago, yeah, look at where we're at, okay? 24th of June. I think we were here when I made that video. Yeah, 4th of July odd, somewhere around this level. We were breaking through here. We're now out of Bitcoin season and we're heading towards altcoin season, and that is just because of what it is that I've just expressed to you, my friend. So what you want to do and what you want to find yourself doing right now is ensuring that you are positioned right, because altcoin season is coming so fast. You're going to be able to make 75, 150, 250x gains. What this chart is telling us here is potentially we could go from where we are right now to like $4 trillion. That's possibly a 250x from where we are. Maybe not. But really, we're out of the accumulation phase. We're in the breakthrough phase, and we're heading into the actual pumpamentals. And here's the breakout candle. I just want to say that to you. If you are not positioned right now at this point, I feel for you, because when altcoin season goes, there's very few moments where it takes a breath. It literally just rides, bam, until you get one hard wicking candle or one hard returning candle. Okay, same thing happened here, one hard returning candle. Now, we're already only just 2 candles up into the start of this cycle. My friends, we still have a lot to go. And if this chart is anything to speak by, this is saying, look at what we are at, about 3.84 trillion in the crypto cap. Could we head up to 17, 20, 23 trillion this cycle? I'd love to know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. Because really, we're in a broadening, ascending wedge within crypto, and what we can see here is you can probably 50 to 100x your capital right now. You invest here, it pumps to the top. You sell your bags and you short the market, take some of those profits and short the market. Use my Bybit link down below, pinned in the cards above. You can see Bitcoin is going to, not in the cards above, down in the description of this video below. You can see Bitcoin is now bouncing officially off of the middle of the Bollinger Band. It's also bouncing off of the 10 moving average here. All right, I think it's the 10, is it? 200, no, it's the 200 moving average, okay? So we've now bounced very nicely off the 200 moving average again. We've had a wicking candle. My friend, I'm pretty confident we're going up from here, okay? So you don't want to miss out on making ridiculous gains, because we really are just at the bottom right here. Now, the cool thing about this, and shout out to Crypto Elites for the post, what a cycle. What a cycle. Can you see how much we could possibly end up making in this cycle? The baseline is altcoin season, altcoin season, altcoin season. That is the top here is Bitcoin season. Okay, really, all you want to see is that this is a Bitcoin high, happened on July 6th. Boom. July 11th, Bitcoin all-time high. Boom. July 15th, Bitcoin all-time high. Boom. So I'm not entirely sure, to be very honest with you, but liquidity is shifting to alts. It doesn't mean that Bitcoin is not going further higher, because I don't believe that for one single moment. I think Bitcoin is about to crush it. As you can see, bouncing off of the 10, we're going to have multiple retests of the 10 on the way up while we continue. Now, if we're here at this point, we're about to get a breakthrough in Bitcoin price action, and look where it's going to kind of just climb slowly, and then it's going to have these outbursts. Okay, so I think we're at one of the most beautiful times in all of history, actually, with crypto. If you believe that too, let me know down in the comments below. But really, altcoin season is loading. What happens in Q1 and Q2? We should have a pump. We actually haven't had that pump here yet. So really, what do you think Q3 is going to look like? I think Q3 is going to look just like boom, from there to all the way there in the shortest space of time. If that does happen, these altcoins that I'm about to share with you are going to absolutely massively pop against Bitcoin, and you're going to make yourself a lot of dollars. You're going to make yourself a lot of Bitcoin if you follow what it is that I'm about to share with you. Just a recap on how to get rich this altcoin season. Okay, number one, the real reason you're here is because of the cryptos that I'm about to share with you. But really, you should be choosing high conviction narratives, AI, real world assets, layer 2s, modular chains, deepen gaming. These really are the narratives. And I would even possibly say throw in a couple meme coins, but don't take my advice here. Really, don't take my advice. Just don't do anything that I'm telling you to do, because really it's gambling, it's silly, and honestly, you can't be chasing all of these things all of the time. You need to look at why you're investing into these altcoins and these cryptocurrencies. I have my own personal narratives that I've set outside, that I've set up for myself, but I'm just sharing with you these very important concepts so that you too can become a millionaire in this altcoin season. So don't spread yourself thin, go deep, pick 3 to 5 coins in strong narratives and size your bets in your spread. Now, rotate is smart. Don't marry your coins. Bitcoin is already pumped. It's probably going to pump some more, which means that there might be a little bit more of a delay for altcoin season. But if Bitcoin goes up relatively quickly, we're going to have ETH going up with it, and altcoins will follow, just somewhat a little bit slower and a little bit more lagged. ETH is pumping hard. Rotate your profits into the mid caps and form mid caps into small caps. Ride the wave, take profit, rotate. That's how whales actually move. Now, step 3, really use a simple portfolio strategy. Here's a simple Millionaire's altcoin allocation. 40% into mid caps, about 20, maybe 30% into small caps, 20 to 30% into stable coins for dips right now, 10% into DeFi or passive yield income. Now, honestly, this is all about the available capital or dry powder that you've had and deployed into altcoins right now. That is all excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin and Ethereum should be your long-term wealth investment holdings. That really is what those should be. So use the stable coins to buy red days and always take profits on green days. Now, here is something a little bit more that you should know. Psychology and risk management. Don't make this number one mistake, getting greedy. Okay, here's the millionaire's mindset. Take profits regularly, 30 to 50% on every major pump. Use stop losses. don't chase the green candles. If it's already run, you're too late. Wait for the pullback and re-enter back into the chart. When in doubt, zoom out. The game isn't over in a week. The markets are always going to be here. There's always going to be opportunity. So be patient and take your sweet time. Better to have time in the market than timing the market, my friends. Okay, so take my words very much to heart right here, because 99% of people lose money because they don't follow a plan. You're not going to be one of them. So make sure you watch this video as many times as you need to understand these concepts that I've given you. So now let me just take a step back, shut up, and let you decide for yourself what coins you're going to be investing in, starting with Veracity. Okay, so Veracity against Bitcoin. My friends, I own a chunk of Veracity. I stake Veracity on the Veracity website. So it's direct with the project, the native project. This project is still small and considered in US dollars. And even if it just had to hit this resistance line only, call it somewhere up to this possible level, because that's really the major level of resistance here right now. I would, and you would, 24,000% gain against your Bitcoin. In other words, if you pretty much had one Bitcoin worth of Veracity today, if it hit this thing, you would have 24,000 Bitcoin. Now, I don't know where you would get all of that from. So that's why I say you'll probably have to trade some of it into Bitcoin, okay? Because Bitcoin isn't available at these scales, okay, my friends? I'm just giving you a realistic outline here. And then take some profits. And if you really want, keep some for staking. But honestly, why would you want to sit in the bleed out of these altcoins from, I mean, we've been sitting in this bleed out for the last 4 years. So really the best time to have started accumulating Veracity would have been a year ago. Down here at the bottom, I've been stacking my bags on Veracity. And if Veracity does, I mean, let's get real ridiculous. If we were just maybe coming up to this level, you would 65,000% your gain on Bitcoin. I don't know how realistic that is, because if somebody owned $1 million worth of Veracity, how on earth they would take 6.5 million Bitcoin against Veracity? Okay, that's why I say this isn't that greatly possible. But what I do want to say to you is that if you're sitting at 105 right now and you get up to say 1,500, okay, you've done like a 15,000 to 20,000 X on your money. Okay, do you get the realism that I'm sharing with you? And then on top of that, you still own your Bitcoin. You still own Bitcoin, and therefore your value and your store of wealth remains with you. Hopefully you're storing it in a cold storage wallet. Use my link down below. Now you can see, why am I convinced? Well, we're down at the bottom here. We're down at the bottom and we're busy breaking up. When Veracity breaks up, and I just want to use this little step here. This little step here was a 7,300% gain. The reason why today is where it is because we're much lower. And okay, there, sorry, that's 2,400. So fine, that's more realistic. So you would be able to take on one Bitcoin and trade it in for about 2,500 Bitcoin if it hits that level. And I'm saying if you had one Bitcoin worth of Veracity versus taking profits. And look where Veracity's money supply is going. So if you have the patience to wait for these massive spikes, my friend, even if you got 200% gain, take your money and get out. Okay, take some profits. This is what we're saying. 30 to 50% is still quite reasonable. Okay, don't be greedy, because greed will get you trapped in a moment like this. Now, apply the same strategies that I've just discussed for the next altcoins I'm going through. Starting off with AVAX. Okay, AVAX is in a massive broadening ascending wedge. It's got a fake out scenario outside of this this level here. But if I was to even bring it to there, fine. Look at the size of that broadening wedge or megaphone pattern, right? Look at the liquidity. Look at where we're at here. Look at the liquidity we're expecting to come into AVAX. Now, again, the same principles apply here with AVAX to BTC. Could we come up to these kinds of levels? Okay, possibly, my friend, because we have done so in the past. So why would we not in this cycle? And look where the cycle I'm saying is taking us. 3,000% gain. So if you had one AVAX worth of BTC, you would take one and convert it into 3,000. Do you know how absolutely wealthy you would be with 3,000 Bitcoin? Would you like to know? Well, let's go and have a quick look. With one Bitcoin's worth right now, you would be able to have, so that's called it $120,000, okay? By the end of that, we said 3,175 Bitcoin, right? That is $3.7 billion worth of Bitcoin at that point. In fact, at today's prices, but in the future, Bitcoin's value will be even higher. So you could become a billionaire just by investing these small quantities and buying back Bitcoin at the end of this altcoin season cycle. If I am making myself super clear to you, my friends, to see the value, because when I see Bitcoin's chart from down here going up and up and up, we're going up on Bitcoin. Doesn't matter, we have these small pullbacks. Remember, patience. You want to build your wealth. Bitcoin is beyond your retirement. It's retirement for your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, and for future generations, my friend, of family. Okay. Our next one is SUI. Now, SUI is quite interesting, right? SUI ain't done nothing yet against Bitcoin. Yes, it popped up to there, so I've taken the Fibonacci and I've retraced it back down to the bottom of the candle because that's the range we've been in against Bitcoin. Now, you're probably thinking, dude, I want to trade, man. Well, my friends, I'm telling you, here is how you can trade. Buy these things on spot. Use very little leverage if you need to. Position yourself in your bags because we're only going up here. The MACD, the stochastic are all pointing up. Now, SUI from down here to up there, that's a 500% gain, meaning you can take one Bitcoin and convert it into 5, okay? If you bought down there and you sold up there. Where are we today, all right? Possibly just even and I think SUI is going to bolster, and it's already doing it, okay, against Bitcoin, as you can see right here. So if we were to do a flick up, because SUI is new, and it's obviously never had this massive exploration against Bitcoin. Honestly, I think SUI could probably even reach up between the 2.618 and the 4.618, and you can see how much liquidity is going to be coming into SUI, flowing into SUI. You could take one Bitcoin's worth of SUI today and convert it into 1,700% Bitcoin. I think you get what it is that I'm saying to you by now, right? If you do, make some noise for me and like the video, please. The next coin is, of course, Solana. Now, Solana, I'm hitting it here on the daily time frame. We're still low on BTC here right now. Let's pull it up to the weekly chart for Solana, because Solana's hit what we like to call boom, higher lows, and possibly is trying to break out of this zone. Do we get out of the breakout zone? To be very honest with you, I see us going probably up to previous all-time highs. That's a 200% gain on your SOL to BTC. Not much considering the rest, but you're still 2xing your money. You're still taking one BTC and you'll have 3 BTC at the end of it, because you've now got 2 BTC profit and 1 BTC as original investment, right? How absolutely phenomenal. Your next one is Super. Now, this one, my friends, just like Veracity, holy moly, is all I can say to you right now. Because with the MACD being very much oversold, coming into buy stack, I mean, yes, the stochastic is a little bit overheated and we're under the moving averages, but we're creating higher lows and lower highs, which means we're getting to a squeeze out point on super. And have a look at what's super. So we're just above that right now. Okay, super did 1000% gain. So you could take 1 BTC worth of super today and you could have a 10x gain on your Bitcoin. Okay, what happens if we had to see a breakout scenario? Honestly, I don't know if we could. From where we are today, that could be a 2.5x. But if we were to get back up to the all-time high, which M2 is trying to tell us is possible, okay, we could see a 10x, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15x gain on your super bags against Bitcoin. Now, that is still absolutely phenomenal, my friends. Wow, is what I can say. You're stacking sats. That's the whole point. Now, the last coin on the cards I have for you today before I leave you is Dodge Bitcoin. Dodge, why? Well, let's have a look at why, right? In 2021, we had this crazy, epic, very quick session up here. And as you can see there, that's a 6,000% return on Dodge versus BTC. So the math is showing it once again. Now, it's a slow grind up for Dodge. Even if we were to go from here to hit previous all-time highs, nowhere near as big gains, but really 500, 600% gains, I'll take it. I'll take it, my friends. Even 2x gains, I'll take. Okay. And I'm not saying, I mean, where do you double your money other than the roulette table, which you have a 50-50 chance of losing anyways, right? So I'd rather take that money and pop it into something like these that I've just spoken to you about, and really showing you the narrative is all what it's about. So make sure you are subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community. Okay, let me know your thoughts on the videos down below. Are you positioned to take profits into US dollars, into BTC or Ethereum, or are you having a combination of both? I'd love to let you know, hear your views down in the comments below. Hit me with a real comment. I want to be able to comment back to you. So for now, altcoin season is the golden window opportunity of crypto. This is where you can take 1K and become 10K, 50K, or even $1 million plus if you play your cards right. But don't YOLO, don't overtrade and stress yourself out, and don't wait too long, because the window will close and the opportunity will make you wait another 5 years. So if you enjoyed this content, make sure to like the video, hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next one, where I will be breaking down the top 5 altcoins to 10x this month.